Ready for some maintenance?
Yeah.
This feels like home to me. I'm here like every day.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, you were here like every day for a couple weeks.
Yes, just to fix up the C63 for the track day. But today we're gonna work on this GT3 RS. We're gonna do GT3 RS versus the C63. Which car do you think is gonna be faster?
I don't know. I want to say this thing.
You think this thing?
It's a 3RS.
What we're doing today, we're changing the rotor. So the GT3 RS has a carbon ceramic, which Porsche doesn't recommend you to run it on the track. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're developed for the track, right?
But they say it's actually not the best for the track. So we team up with Paragon and they sent me some brake rotors in steel. I'm gonna change the rotor and pads to make it more trackable.
Yep, and not so expensive.
Yes, each single rotor, the carbon ceramic from Porsche, the front is around $10,000, the rear is around $8,000. So give it or take $40,000 just for the rotor. That's insane. If I have a scratch or if I have a crack on the rotor, should I call my insurance or what? I don't know. $40,000, that's insane. So let's change it to steel and save some money.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Oh, right there. Oh. Thanks to today's sponsor, Paragon. They sent me a brand new 2-piece steel rotor plus racing pad to pair with this massive upgrade. And I don't have to worry about paying hefty price if something is wrong with the rotor. This is good for track day and if you're dailying the car a lot. The rotor and pads is massive.
So she said.
Alright, gotta be careful with the rotor because this is $10,000 right here. God damn, the carbon ceramic rotor is so light. I can lift it up with my pinky. I'm not that strong, but man, yep, you can lift it up with a pinky. Once again, big thanks to Paragon for sending me a brand new set of steel rotor for the GT3 RS. You guys should check out their website. If they sell any rotor and pads for your car, it'll be a great upgrade for your track car or even your daily car. We took off the rear rotors and it's actually a little bit interesting compared to the front. It has a hub inside that is for the emergency brake. So when the emergency brake is on, that thing basically expand and hold the inside of this, what do you call this?
It's kind of like a drum.
They included this, a little hub. So that basically act like
Drum.
inside that rotor and they sandwich with the rotor onto it and that solved the emergency brake problem. Paragon knows what's up. Some bad news about the car.
Yeah.
We just found out the sway bar end link is this piece in carbon fiber is snap. Look at the end of it. This is supposed to connect in there like that. This is supposed to be in that booth and it's completely snap. It's gonna cost me a lot. It's carbon. It's Porsche.
Porsche carbon.
And it's for the GT3 RS. And the sway bar is also in carbon fiber over here. If you guys can see it, right here, it's carbon. This is the sway bar. How much do you think that's gonna cost?
1,000.
Right, while we're searching for the parts, look at the positive side that we have the rotor and pads on. We're gonna have fun on the track and we're gonna fix that before the track day or else my car is gonna be sloppy as Ed got that part off, finishing carbon fiber, says Porsche and made in China. This weighed nothing. And Ed is trying to remove that boot. Don't cut yourself, the carbon must be sharp. That is the other half of the end link. Marry them.
Complete.
Yes, so that's how it looks like complete. This is a $2,000 parts, brand new from Porsche.
24 hours later.
Boris has arrived.
Look what we got here. The broken end link, the sway bar end link in carbon fiber. I got it. And this is not $2,000 what the dealer is gonna charge me. This is a used one, and it's a lot cheaper. And Hector from Ether hooked me up looking for one because they're selling a pair and then I just need to get one of it. This saved me a bunch of money. Oh man, you just put up in the GT3. Oh, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
I want you guys to meet Hector. We met way before when Carmentastic do business with GMG. And Hector is at GMG, installed a bunch of steering wheel at the shop.
Yep.
And now he opened up his own shop.
Yes, sir.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
My car is sloppy, didn't drive right. I broke the end link. I don't know how I did that. It's carbon, it's expensive. Hector highly recommend me to get a adjustable so we can do a proper corner balance alignment on it. I want to show you guys the crazy setup he got. It's a similar setup that Manti Racing is using.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's very expensive too.
It is. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it, brother.
Nice. All right, this is the fancy, crazy expensive setup that Manti Racing used them as well. And Hector, that's a big investment for the shop.
It is a big investment, but
But
worth it.
that's worth it for a good quality
Yeah.
work. And
And-
you work on Porsche a lot.
I do, and this system is specifically for Porsches. So
Awesome.
And as you know, majority of Porsche clients they track their cars.
What makes this so special?
So this is as accurate as you can get on your alignment. Not only that, but we'll be using the same system to corner balance your car. But because this is true to your car, we can square up everything perfectly. Because when you have an alignment machine, you have lasers in the wall trying to target each wheel independently.
Yes.
So with this, we don't have to worry about that. So we're referencing each corner of the car very accurately with this system.
Got it. So this thing is to mount it onto the mimicking the wheel of it.
Correct. So yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, so this will be replacing the wheel. So this will go where the wheel goes, and then we'll set this on the scales, and then these are the lasers that bounce off of each other, so we can get front and rear toe. And it's got camber gauges built into it. And then I'll bring out the tablet right now. You guys will see everything.
And that's the reason that you put out the laser earlier and you measure out how big the wheel with tire is on my car.
So right now what we're doing is we're just trying to get dimensions of the wheel. We're gonna get some more measurements right now. We're gonna get the wheel offset as well. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer those measurements here and we're gonna shim it accordingly to the size of your wheel.
All right, we have one system on. And what's the name for this thing?
It's called a setup wizard. See, a lot of like factory race teams use the same.
Like
exact
Manti.
setup. Like Manti, yep.
Manti use it.
Yes, sir.
So now we have this on, and you are saying this will basically mimic whatever the data you put it on is all mimicking the wheel with tires.
Correct, yeah. So this is gonna be the wheel for us right now. And this is, you'll see, we'll turn on these lasers right here. We got our lasers bouncing out so we can get our toe. Our camera gaze will go here. And then, like I said, now all the measurements we take from the wheel, we'll transfer them to this so we can get the proper wheel offset and ride height on it.
So you're removing the end link. Obviously, we're gonna change it to the adjustable one.
But right now we're just removing it so we're just removing the driver's side, the left side, so we can corner balance the car. So what's gonna happen is you can see these collars, they're adjustable, right?
Yes.
So in order to corner balance it, these collars are not gonna be perfectly square. So what happens is when the car comes down, if this one happens to be a little bit lower than that side,
Yes.
to be able to corner balance the car, then when you hook up the sway bar is gonna add tension to that side.
Oh.
So you're supposed to have them disconnected so you can corner balance it.
For regular alignment, you don't do that at all.
Regular, yeah, correct.
Here we go. That's the new adjustable drop link.
So that's where these guys come in. So now, because these are adjustable, once we corner balance the car, we'll attach these on and we'll zero them out. So now when the car is perfectly loaded on the car, there's no tension on the bars.
But Hector, you said this setup is only for Porsche, or you can do it for any other car as well?
I mean, if I buy extra set of heads, I can do Ferrari, I could do Lambo, but I gotta buy the heads for Lambos, I gotta buy the heads for...
Oh, it's about the bolt pattern, how
Correct.
you bolt this thing
That
on
is
it.
correct, yeah. But at the end of the day, not too many Ferrari owners or Lambo owners who track their cars. Mostly just Porsche owners.
That's correct. That's why we drive Porsche.
Yep. This is our scales. This is where the bottom of this is gonna sit on this.
Oh, so it's gonna go down and sit on those scale.
Correct. All this is wireless. All this will get transferred to all the data from this will get transferred to our tablet.
And now you pull out the tablet, and it's really cool. You have an F1 car on it.
Let's find out what the car really has. The car should be perfectly level on the scales.
All right. Oh, does that show how heavy the car is?
Correct.
I'm very curious to see.
So let's see the total weight of the car. It's 3,202 pounds.
That's with almost a full tank of gas, because I just gassed up last night.
This is not, that's a pretty light car.
Very
for
light.
A street car?
Yeah,
That's
for a
pretty
street
light,
car. 32. Now you're showing the weight distribution.
Correct. So it's showing each corner. So we got a little more weight on the right front. So once we add the weight here, it's gonna be almost perfect.
Awesome. All that works up front is to see this chart and showing all the numbers. It's all in the map.
Yep. So let's see how much camera your car has now.
So I would like to explain a little bit of why we have a super aggressive camber on this car. I have aftermarket wheel from Forge Cup, right? And the rear wheel that we did just 10 millimeter more aggressive to it.
That's correct, yeah.
And it's rubbing a hell of it. So last time I came here, Hector helped me race the car. So I told him, like, I don't want any rubbing on it. I want it to be riding safely on the road. So he did the adjustment, did an aggressive camber just to get away with the rub. But with that setup, it's too aggressive on the street. I'm following all the lines on the freeway, all the lines on the road. It's not really drivable on the street. It's too aggressive. So I decided to make a new set of rear wheels. Now that is a OEM size, OEM spec, OEM tires.
Yeah, now we can do a proper setup for it. Usually track setups are a lot more aggressive. They do tend to follow the lines more, but they work really well on the track.
Yes,
You know.
but majority of the time I drive this on the street.
Right.
And if I'm running that aggressive setup, it's just, I'm fighting with the car too much. It's getting tiring and it's not enjoyable at all.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna get a perfect setup that we're gonna have fun on the road and have fun on the track as well.
That's correct.
All right, let's do that.
Gotta work out.
All right, now he's gonna add weight to the driver's seats to mimic that I'm driving the car. And we're gonna add 150 pounds. Hector spent 3 hours on doing the counterbalance and all. It's actually very intensive. There's so many things that you can change, so many things you can adjust. For counterbalance, when I first asked how much is it, it was a number that I can't believe it. Because for a regular alignment, it was just a couple $100 of things.
Correct, yeah.
And a counterbalance is at least $1,000 to do this.
Right.
And after seeing it today, with the entire setup and the amount of time you spend on this, it totally makes sense on why you have to charge that price. And there's a lot of professionalism, a lot of the secret sauce, the secret number that you have in your handbook that you know what's the best setup for a GT car or for any other 911, that you know what is the camber rate, what's the balance on the car that fit the car the most. Correct. So here's some number that we cannot show because that's the Hector's secret sauce.
Yeah, so right now what we did accomplish is we got pretty much 50% corner weight, cross weight on it, that's what we want. We want 50% because that's perfectly balanced, and that's with the driver weight on.
That's pieces of meat.
Yeah, pieces of it. We might vary a few tenths a percentage, but you know, it's not a perfect race car or nothing. It's still a street car.
Correct.
But you know, we still dealing with some rubber bushings in certain areas and stuff like that. So as long as we're pretty close to the 50% mark, we should be pretty good.
Awesome. In the video, you guys will see all the little details that he have to adjust, and to set up that whole rake over there is a lot of work. And thank you so much, and I really appreciate. Finished. So I did 9. And the car is so loud. It's a lot hectic. Drive it out. If I can feel a big difference from the passenger side, man, imagine driving it.
It feels tight.
I feel the car a lot more responsive already. Oh yeah, I can feel it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, now it's like on rail.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's amazing. Hector, thank you.
Of course, my pleasure, brother.
It's at night, so I probably won't be able to show you guys how happy I am. But I'm gonna do a drive tomorrow during the daytime and show you guys a true facial response with that smile. It's truly back in life.
Nice.
Go check out Hector's shop right there. And he is professional in any car, any exotic. Yeah. Because look, this is all the car that he's dealing with right now. An SVJ, a 488, a Bentley, a Aventador S in there, and an engine out on that 911 turbo. So Hector is on everything. But with his experience at GMG, he have extra experience and
with
extra with the Porsches. And he loves Porsche. Anything you guys need for the Porsche or for the exotic, Hector is your guy. He's so humble, generous.
Thank you, thank you.
It handles so well. Just at a low speed freeway on ramp, you can really feel the car is well balanced, and it just wants to take corner fast. We're just going speed limit, but you can already feel the car is very responsive. It takes every line when you point the steering wheel at, it will just go to that direction. It's like on rail. It's amazing. This is how a healthy GT3 RS is supposed to drive like. The car is well balanced, so planted. I can't wait to beat this car on the track and see if this is gonna be faster than the C63. Hope you guys enjoy the content. Enjoy that little bit technical content that we work on the GT3 RS. We changed the rotor and pads from Paragon, and we also did a corner balance with Ether Supercar that Hector helped me set up the car and be ready for the track day. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below and tell me what you thought. I'll see you in the next vlog. The next vlog is gonna be epic because we have something special with the C63 before we bring it to the track. So make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell icon. And I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Cheers. 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh man.